In this lecture, we are going to study nature, role, and process of communication. You will learn different models which are associated with communication process involved in advertisement. The goal of communication is to convey information and the understanding of that information from one person or group to another person or group. This communication process is divided into three basic components. A sender transmits a message through a channel to a receiver. In general, communication is a means of connecting people or places. In communication process, the sender sends a message through some medium so that it reaches the receiver. The transmission of message from a sender to a receiver is the backbone of any communication process. The end result of communication process is the understanding of message. Success of communication depends on proper understanding of the parties involved. Conversation in organization flows in a variety of style and it is media based. What are the process of communication? The process of communication starts from sending the idea or message data. In further process, the message is encoded and sent through transmission channel to decoder, where the receiver interprets the message and provide appropriate meaning which is delivered to the receiver. Different models of communication process are enlisted in this section. Shannon model was designed to mirror the functioning of radio and telephone technologies. Their initial model consists of three primary parts. These are sender, channel, and receiver. The sender was the part of a telephone a person spoke into. The channel was the telephone itself, and the receiver was the part of the phone where one could hear the other person. Shannon and Weaver also recognized that often there is interference with one listening to telephonic conversation, which is called as noise. The noise could also mean the absence of signal. The derivative model of communication process consists of an intermediary, interactive, and transactional model. Intermediary model is one-way model to communicate with others. It consists of sender encoding a message and channeling it to the receiver in the presence of noise. In this model, there is no feedback which may allow for the continuous exchange of information. This form of communication is one-way form of communication that does not involve any feedback or response and noise. Interactive model is two linear models stacked on top of each other. The sender channels a message to the receiver and the receiver then becomes the sender and the channels a message to the original sender. This model has added feedback indicating that communication is not one-way but a two-way process. Transactional model assumes that people are connected through communication. Firstly, it recognizes that each of us is a sender or receiver. Secondly, it recognizes that communication affects all parties involved. The transactional model also contains ellipses that symbolize the communication environment. In ecological model, fundamental statement of relationship establish a series of general relationships between people, message, media, and communication. In the ecological model, the creator of message makes the message and chooses the language in which it is elaborated. Then the media channel and the consumer to whom the message is conveyed. This affects the relationship between message language and media of channel. Thank you and see you in the next session.